It is Sunday night, so it's time to buzz the old beard. I've been trying to come up with something to talk about during a blog or vlog or whatever, and I'm coming up blank. The only thing on my mind is politics, and I do very much dislike talking about politics. So let's talk about politics. Mainly I want to talk about blogs in politics. Something that really ticks me off is a vlog or a blog, whatever you call it, that never talks about politics, and then all of a sudden they go crazy about politics when something pisses them off. I hate that. I have to admit, I feel like sending comments to some vloggers who have a channel that has a theme and they haven't talked about politics on it, and thanking them for not talking about politics. Like Vsauce, and there's a million popular places that have done it. They have a theme to their vlog and they stick to it. I like that. I very much appreciate it. And I wish I had a better way of letting them know this. I'm just giving it a flatten out trim today. Let's do this. I try to do this like every Sunday, and I get about a week's worth of growth just falling on the floor there. I remember CTFXC, which is the Charles Trippy and Allie, whatever name, whichever Allie we're on now. When Trump won the presidency, he comes on and says, "Oh my God, I'm so worried. This is going to give assholes an excuse to be an asshole." And I'm sitting there thinking, when's the last time an asshole needed an excuse to be an asshole? I mean, people are going to be human beings, regardless of who's president. You're going to have good ones, you're going to have bad ones, you're going to have pretty ones and ugly ones, and by pretty and ugly I mean on the inside. You're going to have people who are nice to each other, people who are not nice to each other, and there's really not much you can do about it, except stop the nice people from talking in order to stop the ugly people from talking. And by ugly I mean how they act, not how they look. I don't know, you hear some people talk, and they're all about wanting to shut down freedom of speech. And because of a few jerks. And I can't help but think that it's not... Yeah, how do you like my purple girly mirror? It's the only mirror I can find. Let me see. Actually, it works better if I do it. A little back shadow. Let's see. Where is that other one? I saw some sticking up here. You get people who are jerks, and they're just going to be jerks no matter what you do. So I don't understand why taking my right to say something about the jerks away hurts the jerks. Does that make any sense? There, how's that look? Mine horribly not even yet. Actually, I'm not done yet. I'm gonna do a job, get it right. I mean, life goes on, right? Conservatives try to say to people who are upset, I survived 8 years of Obama, you'll survive 8 years of Trump. But they're not listening. Nobody listens to anybody when they say stuff like that. I have a theory that, anytime you have something in your life that can do no wrong, that every time something around it happens, you rationalize it to be a good thing. Whatever you did that for is your religion. I mean, some people call Catholicism their religion, but really their religion is, 63.5 Corvettes. Because they're perfect, right? In their mind, anything wrong with it, they'll rationalize why it's wrong. Anything it does that blows up and costs them money, well, that's my fault or something. That's something else other than what they worship. And they don't even get that that's their religion. That paying attention. I fell out of love with Christianity when I found out a committee in the 3rd century put together the rules and wrote the Bible and picked and choose books that had already been out, because remember, copyright didn't really exist back then. So they just plagiarized a bunch of stories that had been around for umpteen thousands of years, and they created a Bible and put it all together and said, well, this is a religion, this is what everybody's going to do. And they took a prophet that had been touted around not too long ago, 300 or 400 years old, and said, okay, Jesus was the Savior, and Jesus is the Savior. And they wrote the Old Testament. And there was a Reformation. The New Testament came out. I forget exactly what was, 11th century or something. But anyway, they had to rewrite it because the old ways weren't working for them. And when I found all this stuff out, I'm like, wow, that just completely devastates me when it comes to worshiping the same God that Christians call God. But I do. And it's not just out of habit. I mean, there's more to... The hot water heater just kicked on. It's going to blow up and shut me up here in a second. The idea behind a God is that nobody can take it away from you. I mean, if you stop and think about it, you want to worship something that no one can take away. So you want to worship an idea. Because if I worship 63.5 Corvettes, then those can be taken away. It can be blown up. They can be outlawed. But the idea of a 63.5 Corvette can't be taken away. You know that once it's in your head, it's there until you get shock therapy to take it away. A lot of people seem to be putting a lot of value into humans nowadays. And it says specifically in a couple of different Bibles that is a bad idea. Several Bibles say worship God, not men. And in our Constitution, it hints at the fact that you're supposed, don't put your faith in humans, put your faith in the laws. We're a nation of laws, as a lot of people put it. It's actually a famous quote from someone. I forget what. I don't remember exactly how it works. But the idea is, don't put your faith in humans because they'll screw you every single time. It never ends. But anyway, so that's my yearly, every 4 yearly maybe, political vlog. I'm using the camera as a mirror here. It doesn't look too bad. I didn't get too uneven, I don't think. Oh well, that's what I get. Always be skeptical of everything, and not just climate change, not just the other side of the government, but the side that you think you're on. Be skeptical of them too. The skeptics and the climate changers, be skeptical of all of them. Follow the money when you do research and try to figure out, okay, this says such and such research says blah blah blah. It's okay, who paid for it? If you can't figure out who paid for the money, who put up the money to pay for the research, you're in trouble, because generally that stuff leans towards just whatever the people wanted to say. We human beings are not rational creatures. We're creatures who think we're rational, and what that means is we see something happen, we make something happen with our choices, good or bad, and we rationalize it after the fact. We come up with reasons why we did it. We come up with excuses why we did it, or how it was good, how it made things move forward after the fact. I see it every day in business. Business runs on rationalization, post-rationalization, post-action rationalization. Every day it does that. I mean, the world runs like that. It's how humans think. Anyway, okay. That's it. I'm done.